At some point in your life, have you ever encountered strangers asking for your help? In this video, you'll dive into a rather unusual story, one filled with valuable lessons and moments that might surprise you. Stay with us and discover another life lesson worth keeping. Three brothers, born of the same mother and father, lived in a small, impoverished town. They didn't have much money. Their family was humble, relying on a single grapevine as their primary source of income. Day and night, they took turns tending to it, pouring their care and hard work into the plant that sustained their lives. One day, God took notice of the brothers' unwavering dedication and decided it was time to change their lives. He sent an angel to earth, disguised in tattered, worn-out clothing, appearing as a beggar, to visit each of the brothers. On the first day, the angel approached the eldest brother, who was tending the grapevine at that moment, and said, "Young man, would you have something for me to eat, please? I am starving." With a kind heart, the young man picked some grapes from the vine and handed them to the angel, still disguised as a homeless man. The angel left satisfied and grateful, a soft smile of contentment on his face. The next day, the angel, still disguised as a beggar, approached the second brother, who was now on his shift tending the grapevine. He said, "I am very poor, young man, and today I have nothing to fill my stomach. Could you help me?" The second brother picked 4 large bunches of grapes and, feeling a bit shy, handed them to the beggar. He said, "This is all I have to offer you, my dear friend." The beggar responded with a warm smile. "It is enough. Thank you so much, young man, and may God reward you." Now it was the turn of the youngest brother. Like his siblings, he generously offered help to the angel disguised as a beggar. God, witnessing the entire situation, said, "I see that these humble brothers are kind-hearted and deserve to be rewarded." Then, God sent the angel back to earth. At dawn, as the 3 brothers slept on their humble bed, the angel appeared and gently woke them. He pointed toward the horizon, where the sun was rising between the towering mountains, its golden rays spilling across the landscape. The brothers, seeing the radiant figure of God's messenger, were struck with awe. Overcome with emotion, they knelt and said, "We are not worthy of you." The angel replied with a gentle smile, "Yes, you are worthy, for you are good at heart. Follow me." The 3 brothers followed the angel into a lush forest, where they stopped before a spring of crystal-clear water. The servant of the Lord turned to the eldest brother and said, "God wishes to grant you a gift. Tell me, what is your desire?" The eldest brother replied, "I would like this spring to flow with wine instead of water." The angel raised his hand and, with a graceful gesture, transformed the water into a rich, delicious wine. He then said, "This wine, flowing abundantly, is now yours." After some time, the brothers continued their journey with the angel and stopped at a place where many chickens were pecking at worms on the ground. The angel turned to the middle brother and asked, "What is your desire?" The middle brother replied, "I would like all these chickens to turn into cows, so I can produce cheese and sell it." The angel pointed at the chickens, and they instantly transformed into plump, milk-laden cows. He then said, "These cows are now yours." They continued along the path, and the angel turned to the youngest brother, asking, "What is your desire? Tell me, and it shall be granted." The youngest brother replied, "I would like to marry a truly Christian woman." The angel explained, "There are only 3 truly Christian women in the world. 2 of them are already married, and the third, a king's daughter, has been proposed to by 5 princes. but come with me, and we shall see what can be done." The angel led the young man to the presence of the king. Feeling humbled and shy, the young man bowed and said, "Your Majesty, I humbly ask for the hand of your noble daughter in marriage." The king, taken aback, responded, "Are you out of your mind? Your request is absurd. Today, my daughter must choose between the 5 wealthy princes who court her. You are but a poor young man and cannot aspire to such a thing." The angel intervened, his voice calm but firm. "O great king, allow God to guide and enlighten your daughter so she may make the right choice." The king asked with skepticism, "God? How could that be possible?" The angel proposed, "Let all the suitors, including this humble young man, plant an apple tree in the royal garden. The apple tree that bears fruit by tomorrow will reveal the Lord's will regarding who your beautiful daughter should marry." The king pondered for a moment before saying, "Very well, I accept your proposal." The next day, the apple tree planted by the humble young man stood full of beautiful, ripe, and delicious apples, while the trees planted by the other suitors bore no fruit. Faced with this undeniable sign of divine will, the king had no choice but to grant his daughter's hand to the poor young man. After the wedding, the angel led the newlyweds into the forest. He said to them, "You are simple and good, and wealth does not tempt you. Therefore, build a Christian home here in the peace of this forest." With those words, the angel departed from that place, leaving them under the serene canopy of trees. 2 years later, God decided to test the virtues of the 3 brothers once more. The angel, again disguised as a beggar, appeared before the eldest brother, who had grown very wealthy from his flourishing wine business. The angel asked, "Good man, would you spare me a jug of wine, please?" The eldest brother scoffed, "A jug of wine? Not a chance. If I were generous with everyone who asked for wine, I'd end up in ruin." The angel raised his hand, and in an instant, the miraculous spring that once flowed with abundant wine reverted to crystal clear water. The cellars, barrels, and bottles that had been filled with wine were now brimming with nothing but water. Desperate, the man cried out, "What happened?" The angel revealed himself, standing tall with a solemn expression, and declared, "God has taken away the wealth you do not deserve to keep." Afterward, the angel left the vineyard and went to meet the second brother. Busy tending to his large herd of cows, the second brother noticed the angel, still disguised as a beggar, approaching. The angel humbly asked, "Good sir, could you spare me a cup of milk, please?" The middle brother responded angrily, "Not a chance. Can you imagine what would happen if I had to give a cup of milk to everyone who asks? Get out of here. Leave me alone." Witnessing this selfishness, the angel raised his hand once more. The herd of large, fat cows vanished in an instant, transforming back into chickens. Everything the brother had built from those cows, the barns, the cheese factory, and the dairy, disappeared along with them. The man, now desperate, began to weep and shouted, "What is happening?" The angel replied with unwavering calm, "God takes away what you do not deserve to have." With those words, the angel rose into the air and flew toward the youngest brother. The youngest brother, along with his wife, the princess, had built a lovely cabin nestled deep in the lush forest. When the angel arrived, still disguised as a beggar, the young wife was kneading bread by the hearth. The angel approached and said, "Friends, I am a poor man and terribly hungry. Could you spare me something to eat?" The couple replied kindly, "Yes, friend, we will give you something. We've just made some delicious rolls. Come join us." They invited him in and offered the warm, fluffy bread, freshly pulled from the oven. In that instant, a miracle unfolded. With a radiant flash of light, the surrounding forest transformed into a magnificent garden, and their humble cabin became a grand palace surrounded by the most beautiful flowers imaginable. Stunned and overwhelmed by what had just happened, the couple asked, "What just happened?" The angel smiled and replied, "Through everything, you have shown mercy and shared your daily bread. That is why God rewards you." At that moment, the angel began to fade away slowly, leaving the husband and wife standing in awe, marveling at the miracle that had transformed their lives. For the rest of their lives, they were happy and continued to keep their hearts kind and humble. They never sought riches or glory, but always had everything they needed, for their piety and compassion guided them. This story reminds us that we should never expect anything in return when offering help. All that we do must come from the heart. We should always strive to help others whenever possible, because the joy of knowing we've made someone's life a little better is truly priceless. We must also be grateful for what we have, for in the blink of an eye, it could all disappear. The first two brothers had the same opportunity as the third, but allowed greed to corrupt their hearts. Meanwhile, the third brother and his wife, though they had far fewer resources than the others, helped the poor beggar with genuine humility, expecting nothing in return. The beggar, however, was the angel in disguise, sent by God to test their virtues. Reflect on the biblical passage from Acts 20 verse 35, which states, "In everything I have shown you that by working hard in this way we must help the weak and remember the words of the Lord Jesus, how he himself said, 'It is more blessed to give than to receive.'" This passage highlights that there is a blessing in giving, not only in material ways but also through emotional support, love, and compassion. By giving and sharing what we have with others, we practice generosity and contribute to their well-being. In doing so, we gain a spiritual and emotional fulfillment that cannot be achieved through mere receiving. This couple truly understood the deeper meaning of this passage. And you? Have you been doing good without expecting anything in return? We hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Blessings to all, and we'll see you in the next video.